Well, tell me a little bit about the process here, or tell our folks at home here about the process. So you come in, you bring your stuff together, you qualify, you pass the means test. If you're even, even if it goes that way, or maybe you don't need to pass the means test because you're in that income level where it's okay to file a Chapter 7. You've got just the right amount of equity in your house. You've paid up to date on that, but you want to keep your house. You need shelter for your family. You've got your car. You're ready, going to reaffirm and everything else. And
well, the attorney is going to advise you of the certain pre-filing requirements that you need to complete. You must take a credit counseling session.
Oh, wait a minute. In a couple of years, you didn't have to do that.
That's right.
What changed?
Well, the law changed in 2005, and the law made it a little bit more difficult for folks to file.
And who was behind that impetus? Who was behind that push, do you think?
Well, typically the credit card industry. They pushed for this for about 8 years. It was vetoed under President Clinton. Do you remember him? He was 2 presidents ago.
Oh, yeah.
But they finally got it pushed through during the second term of George Bush. And under Obama, we might see some changes as well
Which kind of changes?
That will benefit homeowners. They may be able to reduce their outstanding mortgage balance down to the secured portion, to the market value. But that's getting ahead of ourselves. But basically, you need to take credit counseling. It's a 1-hour session typically.
Is that on the, can I do that on the computer? Because I really don't have a lot of time to do anything else.
You can do it on the computer.
Okay.
You can do it in person. You can even do it over the telephone.
What is it for an hour? What is that going to cost me?
Typically $50, and it's a data entry session where you have to explain your income, your expenses, your assets, your liabilities.
So I need my information in front of me.
You need your general information in front of you, and you will get a certificate once you complete that program. That's required before you can file a bankruptcy, and the certificate only lasts for 6 months.
So what if you file it? What if you filed it today and I got my certificate tomorrow?
Your case would be dismissed. In fact, some judges would consider that you didn't ever even file, that it was void right from the beginning.
So then I'd have to pay the fee again to file it again.
You would have to pay the fee again. You'd have to file a brand new petition. You'd have to pay court costs again. You definitely don't want to do too much on your own without the advice of an experienced bankruptcy attorney, because there's so many holes that you can fall into now under the new law that you want to be very careful and follow the advice of counsel.
There is also, so this is a prerequisite, this debt management class.
That's right.
There's also another debt management class that you have to take, which is after you filed your case, but before you get a discharge. Is that correct?
Yes. After the case is filed, you need to submit to a 2-hour financial management class.
2 hours?
2 hours.
Can I do that on the internet?
You can. You can also do that on the telephone. You can do that in person. And it's like Rodney Dangerfield. You're going back to school for a 2-hour class, Jesse.
And what are they going to teach me? Because, Dave, I don't think I'm in this shape because I didn't take a debt management class.
Well, hold on. You just filed bankruptcy. So the government feels you don't know too much about finance.
So
you don't know the difference between 0% and 29%, and you need to be taught that.
So I'm going to have to jump through this hoop anyway.
It's another hoop, basically. It's another $25 or $50 fee. You'll get another certificate that you can hang on the wall. But most importantly, you will now be eligible for a discharge. Because if you don't take that class, your case dismisses without a discharge, and you just wasted all of your time and money
energy,
and got no results.
So if I was smart, I'd be teaching debt management classes, right?
That's right.
Okay.
But the government's smarter than that. They're not going to let someone who hasn't done it for several years all of a sudden open up a business. You had to prove that you were in that business and helping people for a number of years before you get qualified.
Okay. So about the process then. So we go in, we fill out, I give you the information, you complete the petition, volunteer petition for Chapter 7, right? And then it gets filed.
Yes. A notice will go to all the creditors that you have filed for bankruptcy. You will get a notice, and your counsel will get a notice. And then you must appear before a trustee approximately 4 weeks thereafter.
Explain to the folks at home what a trustee is.
Well, a trustee is a person appointed by the bankruptcy court to look over your case, to make sure you don't have any significant assets. If you do have assets, that trustee will administer the assets for the benefit of creditors. Mm-hmm. But 99% of the time, there are no assets, and the debtor, the individual who's filing bankruptcy, will be granted a discharge. And the whole process takes about 90 to 120 days, give or take, from start to finish. And it really is a lifesaver, Jesse, for someone who's struggling with debt. It takes them from being in the red to in the black, sometimes overnight, with the filing of a petition, and they can rebuild. They can then start saving again. They can then start putting some money away towards their house, towards their vehicle, towards their family, their children.